Well, guys, welcome back to Operation Arsenal. 3 wins in a row after 3 losses in a row, and top four hopes are in our hands. We are the team in control. Tottenham got a win today at Leicester. They looked pretty good. 3-1, I think it finished. And today we've gone to West Ham knowing that we needed a win or at least a draw to stay right with Tottenham. We've come away with a 2-1 result and super happy with that. When Bowen scored right before half-time, honestly, I just thought this second half could go really backwards. But you know what? We're a different team. We really are. A couple of seasons ago, we would have ended up losing this game. I mean, it's difficult to say, but I just feel like where we are at this current time, those 3 losses that we had recently in a row, on other days we would have won those games. I think we did get unlucky at times. It was just one of those things, wasn't it? But the last 3 games after, we've just seen so much more resilience, more team spirit. And I sound like Arsene Wenger, but it's true. There's a real togetherness about this squad. And to go to West Ham, for sure, one of the better teams outside of the top 4, one of the best, probably the best outside of the top 5, top 6 teams, to get a 2-1 win there, really good. So, of course, 2 assists from wingers and 2 goals from centre-backs. Holdini and Gabriel getting the 2 goals for us, both headers. And it was Saka and Martinelli that got the assists, I believe. Yep, there you go. First of all, we've got to talk about Rob Holding. He's come in for Ben White, who was out today with, I think it was a tight hamstring. Hopefully nothing too serious, but I thought Holding did a superb job. Look, let's all be honest with ourselves. We know that Rob Holding isn't Gabriel, Ben White, and Saliba levels. And Saliba, of course, could be one that comes back and plays next season. But to come into a game like this, when called upon, to score a goal and to put in a man of the match performance, you've got to give it to him. Absolutely fantastic from Holding. Really happy to see him. And he's just a nice guy. He's a nice guy. And whenever he comes on as a sub and we go 5 at the back to defend a result, whilst I don't enjoy that moment, it's always pretty assured that we're going to get a clean sheet from when he comes on. He's a very good player to have. He's an asset to have as a squad member. And I'm really happy to see him play well today. And if Ben White's out for Leeds, or even for the Tottenham game, which isn't too long away now, I don't feel too uncomfortable with Holding coming in. I want to talk about Tavares again as well, because although he didn't have the worst performance ever today, once again, we saw the best of him going forward and we saw the worst of him going back. Defensively, I just don't rely on Tavares. I don't trust him. The first goal for me is down to Tavares just not getting close, not marking his man, poor first touch, just in general not helping at all. Okay, the best thing I can try and explain this with is that Tomiyasu, okay, he comes in today. It's his first start in months, okay? Straight away, you see the impact that a player like him brings. He is intelligent. There's something about Tomiyasu. If you just sit there, okay, and watch a football match, even if you're not an Arsenal fan, just watch Arsenal and watch what Tomiyasu does off the ball. He's 2-footed. He can use his left, his right. He is always in a good position. Of course, he's not perfect, but the majority of the time, whenever the ball goes down his side, he's ready. He's always in position. And when we break forward, he's often the player that's in space, releasing a pass, or he's there to relieve pressure off Saka or whoever it is. Then you watch the other side, and there's Tavares. I mean, it's like this. He doesn't know where to be. He's just a headless chicken, and I think he's got quality, and I like the passion that Nuno Tavares shows, but I just don't think he's a left back. Not yet, at least. Maybe with a bit more coaching, who knows? Maybe a loan out next season. I wouldn't be against bringing in another left back, put it that way. I feel like, if we could grab like a Zinchenko from City, just someone like that to bring in back up for KT, I don't think it'd be a bad thing. And maybe Tavares would end up being a bit more of an attacking player for us. I think that's enough on Tomiyasu and Tavares. I just wanted to make that comparison because it was great to see Tomiyasu back. He did go off at the end, I think, hopefully with just cramp. Hopefully he's not injured again. El Neni and Xhaka, fantastic. El Neni's our best midfielder at the moment. Crazy. I mean, Xhaka's doing very well as well, so it's tough to call between those two. Of course, we're missing Partey, but nowhere near as much as we're missing KT. Saka, great game from him. Erdegaard was a little bit quieter today. but just still put a shift in. He chases, he presses. I love that about him, and he's our captain at the moment. Martinelli, I thought, was decent, but really, Nketiah impressed me a lot today. I just wish he could have scored. Lots of chances, lots of shots, good runs, backing into Zuma and actually holding him off at times. I think Nketiah shows quite a lot of promise, and this is just, again, I'm repeating myself from the last few weeks since he's played. He should be getting a contract, whether he's staying or he's going. He's a good player for the future. I can imagine him going to a Crystal Palace or maybe going back to Leeds if they stay up or whatever, and bagging 15, 20 goals a season later in his career. I think he has a very good future. I just don't think we should be letting him go for free. I'm not against losing Nketiah in the summer if it means we're bringing in better players, because you can see today we are still lacking that top quality finisher. But Nketiah can be that finisher, and I think we should be giving him a contract, making him sign that deal, and if he stays, fantastic, we nurture him, he becomes a really good player for us in the future, or we can then sell him. Losing him on a free is not an option. I think I've covered most of the team today. I don't want to talk about Arsenal too much, actually, funnily enough, because I want to talk about West Ham. What a season they're having. Unbelievable what they're doing in Europe. They've, of course, got a huge second leg against Frankfurt, isn't it? That's a big game. Massive game. I don't want West Ham to get knocked out in a weird way. It's a tough one because they're a London club, and it felt like a derby in the final 10 minutes, didn't it? When it got a bit touchy, a little bit. There's a lot of argy-bargy. I really appreciate what West Ham have done. I love what Moyes has done. I love how the club is ran, and I want to see them do well in Europe. It's a really weird kind of feeling I've got. I don't think they're going to win it. I don't actually think they're going to make it through. I think they get knocked out by Frankfurt. They're obviously a step down there. They've got a bit of a disadvantage going into that game on, what's the word? Oh my God, I've completely lost the word. Aggregate, that's the one. Declan Rice, for me, is their outstanding player along with Bowen. I love Jared Bowen. Obviously, they're missing a few defenders. They're missing lots of centre-backs. Dawson's out suspended. And I don't think they were necessarily bad today. I don't think they were great. I think it was two teams lacking quality today, really, and I think we just about edged them out. I guess you could argue that we were just better defensively than them. I think that's probably the best way to sum this game up. I think both teams could have scored 2 or 3 goals, but we were just able to stop them from scoring more than they could stop us. It was a really close game, and I can see why West Ham would be very disappointed with this result, but of course that's top 4 over for them. With Arsenal and Tottenham, where they are now, it is a straight race between those two for 4th. Simple as that. 5th will go to the loser of these two, and it's going to be West Ham and United fighting for 6th, which isn't good enough for those clubs, but maybe for West Ham, that's probably good enough. Without sounding too disrespectful, I think we can all imagine that Man United should be finishing higher. Tottenham and Arsenal, I mean, I guess Arsenal finishing 6th wouldn't be the worst result ever, considering where we've been over the last few years. But we're seeing teams underperforming around us, and I think West Ham are probably in a decent enough position. They should be satisfied with that as long as they get the Europe final and win the, what's it called? The Europa League. Honestly, my brain just fades sometimes. Let's have a look at the stats really quick. By the way, interesting that Pepe didn't come on at any point in this game. I thought he would have. You can see here, we've had 13 shots and 1 big chance. It's just not the most exciting game, is it? Possession-wise, at times we dominated, but overall, West Ham have had more of the ball there. But I'm just so happy that we've been able to go to the London Stadium, which is not easy. It's not easy to beat West Ham there and get 3 points. Let's have a look at the table just before we go on to your comments. That, of course, brings us back into 4th place by 2 points. The goal difference is still a problem. I really wish we were going into this race with 20 instead of 13. So for me, that's a huge advantage to have for Tottenham, but they're 2 points behind us. And before you know it, guys, we are going to have to play them. I am absolutely bricking it for that game. I really am. Man United in 6th, West Ham in 7th. Wolves have slipped to 8th. They haven't done too well. Brighton doing really well at the moment, up into 9th. Of course, Norwich have been officially relegated. They cannot mathematically stay up now. Watford will be the same very soon. Everton with a huge win against Chelsea today. I think Leeds now are the team to be they probably should be the most worried. I mean, if Everton win their next game, they're into 16th place and Burnley and Leeds are chasing. But I've just got a feeling that with that win, Everton might have a bit of momentum, you know. Arsenal played them at the end of the season. We could be the team that relegate Everton Football Club. Wow. Anyway, as usual, I get your comments in. Thank you for all your comments over on Twitter, hashtag Operation Arsenal. Quiet game until the last few mins when it turned into a proper London derby. Holding was class today, but we really do miss KT. That's from Ollie. Totally agreed. It didn't feel like a London derby until like the 80th minute. I think it was Eddie Nketiah and Declan Rice. And who was the other player that he was having a little go at? Might have been Fredericks. Oh, I don't know. Who cares? It came to nothing. Comment coming in from Octavio here. Amazing second half. Holdini and El Neni are good at sitting back. 4 finals left, possibly 2 if we do the job at the toilet. Yeah, I mean, we can't call it the toilet anymore because that stadium is absolutely remarkable. I mean, it trumps every stadium in pretty much Europe, let alone in the Premier League. I agree about Holdini and Holding and El Neni. They are very good at defending. That's what they're in the team to do. 4 finals left, absolutely. Oh man, that Tottenham game is going to be so important. Jay says, lucky not to be down to 10 with Ramsdale. Yeah, I don't know if I agree. I feel like that would have been very, very harsh. I don't think that would have been given. I mean, especially considering who the referee was today, it could have easily been given. Yeah, I mean, maybe we were lucky. I actually just think Ramsdale's had a bit of a slump recently and he was due a bit of luck. So glad Eddie is up top now, though. We're so much more aggressive with him. Yeah, he leads the press. Him and Ødegaard, you can see them really pushing down. And there's no doubt about it, the extra pace you get with Nketiah. Man, just imagine if we did have a striker as quick as Nketiah, as young as Nketiah, but that's already a proven finisher, a top-level player already. I'm not saying Nketiah is rubbish. I'm not saying he will never be that good. But right now, I mean, we would have scored 2 or 3 more today if those chances fell to a better Nketiah, you know? Next comment, Charlie says, below average performance, but they are the games Arsenal would have lost over the past few seasons. Different team now, very much agreed. And then COTE live. Nketiah unlucky, but played really well. Agreed. Tommy back and played solid. I hope he's okay. Deserved win. Not the best football, but still have that Champions League ticket in our own hands. That's the key, guys. That is the key. It's with us now. If we just win the remaining 3 or 4 even, I reckon would be enough. If we win 3 of our last 4 games, including a win against Tottenham, for sure, it would be ours to lose. Really, really good result today, guys. Super happy with that. Hopefully, it doesn't end there. We need to beat Leeds, a team that are really struggling to get out of trouble. That could be a really tricky game. We lost at Leeds last time. Wait, hang on. Is it... I'm pretty sure it's at Elland Road, right? Let me just double check. Where are we? Fixtures. It is... No, it's at home. Oh, okay. We played... I remember now. Yeah, we played at Elland Road. I remember last year, though, Pepe got sent off in that game, didn't he? And we lost. Yeah, we should be comfortable beating Leeds at home. And then... Oh, who did Tottenham play? Hang on. We need to do this properly. Tottenham, fixtures. So they've... Okay. I didn't realise their game against Liverpool was now. I thought it was in one of their second games. Okay, so the problem we've got here, though, is Tottenham play Burnley and Norwich at the end. They will beat Norwich. Burnley will be a tough one because they're in good form right now, but that's in 3 weeks. I feel like... So if we beat Leeds at home, which we really should, and Tottenham lose at Anfield, which they really should... That's a 5-point gap going into the North London derby. Oh, that really sets us up. But do you know what, guys? It just wouldn't surprise me if Tottenham win at Anfield. Just because of... It'd be just typical, wouldn't it? And then Man City win the title. Thanks for watching Operation Arsenal, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. And I will catch you for the Leeds review next time.